Well, good morning, and to my Western friends, howdy. Before I start my President's Awards, I want to give a special acknowledgement to the company officer section of the IFC. I didn't know this until I got here this week, or I would have presented them with one of these awards as well. They're celebrating their 10th year as a section, and since we were together in Dallas last year, they have doubled their membership. Doubled. They're now from 500 to over 1,000. Company officer section, my hat's off to you. So as we start the awards, let's start with retired Deputy Chief Jeff Doolin. I hope he's here somewhere in the room. As most of you know, the president of the IFC travels a lot, both domestic and international. That travel toll could easily catch up and wear on a chief. However, when you have a friend like Jeff Doolin to support you, you know things are going to be all right. I've never seen Jeff when he doesn't ask, do I need anything? Or what he can do for me. Jeff's friendship, loyalty, and commitment to the success of the IFC president and our association are of the highest levels. From Dallas, Texas, to Saudi Arabia, to Dubai, to right here in Orlando, and everywhere in between, Jeff has been there to support, help, but most importantly, be a friend. I'd never traveled much internationally prior to this year, so having someone to tag along was pretty helpful. However, I'm not real sure that putting two Southerners who truly haven't mastered the English language and still make up a lot of words on our own as we go has been the best plan. Jeff, thank you for all your support over the last year. I couldn't have done it without you.
Thank you, brother. You mean the world to me.
Love you. Love you. Picture. I don't know where we're looking, Jeff. They told me picture. Next up is Fire Chief Ray Reynolds. Most of you know my passion for codes and standards. I truly believe we will always save more lives with good code adoption and enforcement than we ever will with fire hoses and irons. Chief Ray Reynolds has shown his passion for the implementation of thermal fuses to help prevent home oxygen therapy fires. Chief Reynolds has worked tirelessly at the state, regional, and federal level to get insurance to cover these life-saving devices. While there is still work to be done in this space, I'm confident that Chief Reynolds' passion, drive, and determination will ensure that we get this across the finish line. Chief, thank you for your hard work and commitment to this effort. Craig Winschek, research engineer from the Fire Safety Research Institute. As all of you have heard by now, the National Emergency Response Information System is underway, paving new opportunities for data and decision making. While there are many hard-working members of the NERIS team, sit down, Chief Jenkins, that's not you. Their secret weapon is Craig Winschek, the principal investigator on the project and the director of the Research for Fire Safety Research Institute, part of the UL Research Institute programs. Craig is secretly powered by UL-listed man-sized lithium-ion batteries. He is a 24/7, 365 employee who balances traditional management responsibilities and research contributions to the fire service in other arenas. Craig has never been a firefighter, most likely never will, but he possesses the grit and intelligence and commitment and perspective that make him a firefighter. We are amazed daily at his knowledge of our business and how he balances immense intellect with common sense and a natural curiosity. You can count on Craig to solve nearly every problem he encounters and sacrifice his personal time, his sleep, his health to move the fire service forward. He's shown us that Nearest is not merely a data modernization project. It is a paradigm shift in our business that is certainly a team effort to row the boat in the right direction. Today, we honor his commitment and dedication to the project through the presentation of this award. Congrats, Craig. Ms. Kathy Patterson. Many, if not all of us in this room have benefited from some type of FEMA grant over the past 2 decades. Regardless if it was an AFG, a SAFER, or a fire prevention grant, these programs have had a monumental impact on our profession and the safety of our communities. It takes a lot of work, and coordination, and energy to ensure that these programs ran correctly. And a lot of that was done behind the scenes. Kathy was that person behind the scenes for us for a number of years. She was always there to answer questions, help us understand the process, and keep these vital programs available to all of us. Kathy, on behalf of the entire American Fire Service, I'm proud to present you with this award as a small way of saying thank you for everything you've done for us. Eric Skablix, Superintendent of the United States Fire Administration National Fire Academy. 2025 brought with us some challenges that I'm not sure many of us could have ever predicted, including a temporary pause of on-campus classes at our National Fire Academy. There were no shortage of stories that were told, and the future sometimes seemed a little bit uncertain. That never fazed Eric a minute. Even during the pause and uncertainty, Eric's remained positive, focusing on the future and encouraging all of us to do the same. As it turns out, he was right. Classes resumed, and under his leadership, we had classes back on campus in 2 weeks. 2 weeks. When you think about what it takes, that's quite the task. Eric's, for your leadership and outlook, I'm pleased to present you with this award. Our Chief Norris Kroom. From my first day on the board in 2022, it became very evident that Chief Kroom was a leader and a workhorse for the IFC board. Chief Kroom's professionalism and commitment to the good of the association has found him routinely being asked to take on the work of the president and our board of directors. Personally, for me, Chief Kroom has been a source of tremendous counsel, feedback, direction, and most importantly, someone I could talk college football with throughout the year. While the board of directors does not have an official sergeant-at-arms position, Chief Kroom is my unofficial sergeant-at-arms. Someone I knew I can count on, someone I knew would always tell it to me like it was, and someone who I always knew would be a friend. Chief Kroom, thank you for everything you've done and you will continue to do for our association. Fire Chief Jeremy Kraft. The term as the president is full of ups and downs, twists and turns. You can very easily lose perspective. Every time I talked to Jeremy during the year, I either hung up the phone or left the room in a much better state of mind. Bob Norton told us on Wednesday, you just need to be seen. Jeremy always has a way of saying, I see you. You heard Chief Kraft's story on Wednesday and the incredible work he has done in the state of Utah, but it's his friendship, his positive attitude, and the love of a good cowboy hat that really set him apart. Chief Kraft, you're a tremendous leader and someone that I've always counted on during my term as a president, and thus I'm proud to present you with this award. I knew he would get to me. It just happens that way. Well, I've already said my good mornings, so now it's time to say my goodbyes. What a ride. The last 12 months have been full of challenges. Some of them I saw coming. Some of them I had no clue. At times the term went fast. At times it felt like the day would never end. But there's so many of you that I couldn't have done this without your support. First and foremost, my family. Cindy and Wyatt, thank you for supporting me, not just this year, but throughout my entire career. I love you both, and I appreciate all the sacrifices you both have made in support of me. Thank you to the Executive Committee and the entire Board of Directors for your support, your counsel, and your friendship throughout the year. Our CEO, Rob Brown, and the entire IFC staff, thank you for everything you've done for me personally and for our association over the last year. As some of you may have heard, our CEO, Rob Brown, has announced his retirement after leading our association for the past 6 years and serving in the fire service for over 3 decades. Rob, you're a fantastic leader, and you've left a lasting impression on our association and the entire fire service. Rob, I'd ask that you please stand. To the divisions, sections, committees, councils, task force, thank you for all the work that you do in support of our association. Thank you to the Montana State Fire Chiefs Association and the Tennessee Fire Chiefs Association for teaching this somewhat, sometimes over-ambitious kid how to be a fire chief. Thank you to the City of Bozeman and the men and women of the Bozeman Fire Department for your patience and understanding, as I was probably absent more than I was present over the last year. Miss Vicki, thank you. None of this would have happened without you. I'm not even sure that I'd be a fire chief today without your influence throughout my career. I'll always be your booter. To our incoming president, my fire service ride or die, I'm so proud of you. I can't wait to watch you absolutely rock this next year as our president. But as I've told her many times, just don't screw it up. Before I move on, I'd be remiss if I didn't recognize and thank those members who are completing their IFC commitments. Your dedication, hard work, and leadership have helped move our mission forward and strengthen our entire fire and EMS community. As you step away from these roles, please know that your contributions leave a lasting legacy and have made a real difference. We are deeply thankful for your service and look forward to seeing the many ways you will continue to inspire and lead within our profession. If you've served on a committee or you're wrapping up your term this year, would you please stand so we could recognize you? There we go. Somebody, there we go. My last thank you is to the entire membership of the IFC. From showing up on Capitol Hill to attending conferences to being present and engaged in our association, you provide the motivation and the drive to serve as your president. So as I end this chapter of my service to the membership, I do have a few asks as I go out the door. If you haven't completed your sign up for the National Firefighter Cancer Registry, do it today. Take it home, make it a department-wide thing. I hope you're never a statistic, but by registering, you may save the life of your brother and sister firefighters. Please register today. It takes 2 minutes and is super simple. nfr.cdc.gov. Secondly, if you haven't started the process of moving to Nearest or you have questions, reach out to them, learn more. We have an opportunity in front of us to collect good data and tell our story like we have never done before. Be an early adopter of this. Take advantage of this once-in-a-career opportunity and help change the future of both data collection and data output for the fire service. Third, if wildfire is not part of your vocabulary or your community risk file, please add it. When it comes to wildfire, it is not a matter of if, it is when. Don't say it won't happen in my community. Myrtle Beach, Boulder, Colorado, Gallenberg, Tennessee, the Florida Keys, all probably thought it wasn't part of their risk profile at some point as well. Wildfire is a national problem, and we have to start planning for it in every community in America today. Fourth, help us advocate for a national mutual aid system. In 2025, with all the technology that we have available to us, we still do not have a complete, comprehensive, and workable national mutual aid system that contains all local, state, and federal resources. In emergencies, time is critical, so we have to demand better. Please keep advocating for a system that works, because in the end, it will help save lives and property. Love you, Chief Z. Lastly, friends, I am begging you for this one. Get involved in your codes and standards process. I've said it every time I get a chance to talk. In fact, I've already said it once this morning. We will save more lives and property with good codes and standards than we ever will with nozzles and irons. That said, all of us collectively speaking with one voice, we have to get engaged. We can't continue to delegate this off to our fire marshals and our prevention bureaus and call that good enough. We have to have 5 bugle chiefs pack the code hearings in the same manner we do legislative halls when our grant funding is under attack. We should show up in force. We should never leave a blank spot on an agenda or a public comment when discussions around codes and standards are being had. If we want to have influence and help keep our communities and our firefighters safe, we have to show up and stand united, or we will continue to lose the battle around codes and standards. Get involved. It's been an honor to serve as your president. I appreciate all the friendships, both new and old. I look forward to seeing you down the road.